It's an honor to speak at this special forum, and I'd like to thank Brandon Kian to inviting me. I'm sure all of you must be very tired at this time, so hopefully my strange foreign accent wake you up during my talk. What I like to present today is about design industry in Korea, hopefully as your potential market, and what we are doing in order for supporting design sector to prosper. Let me start with a very brief introduction on our country and our organization. Korea is a very small country, 77 times smaller than Australia, but it's not that small in terms of, if you look at the GDP, we are the ranked 15th, and trade volume, the world's sixth largest. And our organization, KIDP, Korea Institute of Design Promotion, is a national agency for design promotion affiliated with the Ministry of Trade, Industry, and Energy. It was founded in 1970 by the Korean government with a mission to strengthen the competitiveness of industry and improve the quality of life through promoting better use of design. So currently, about 130 staff members are working in 3 locations. Head office, Korea Design Center in Seongnam, which is on the outskirts of Seoul, in Daejeon office, and KIDP China, our first overseas office in Beijing. This coming December, we will open the Future Design Research Institute in Yangsan, just next to Busan, which is the second largest city in Korea. And another in Jeju is under discussion. Our major roles are formulating national design policy and strategies, conducting design research, and providing information, and supporting SMEs and design companies, and nurturing competent designers in promoting K-design. Sorry for bringing up this dismal image, but this is our starting point to revive our economy. Our country was totally reduced to ruins after the Korean War 61 years ago. Without international aid, we even couldn't our people. So to overcome the aftermath of war as fast as possible, with only resources we had, which is human resources and the hunger for prosperity, our government should have taken very strong drive to boost export. To better design, as better design and packaging were very demanded to export more products, so the government came to establish our organization. As our core industry for economic growth has been evolving with the times, so has design industry. In 1993, Korean government first announced the 5-year plan for national design promotion policy, which was developed together with KIDP, in order to utilize design for the industry in a more strategic and planned way. So since then, every 5 years, we develop a design promotion, a kind of roadmap for coming next 5 years. So now I'm going to share some key figures on our design industry, which are the result of the latest statistical design survey we carried out last year. First, the scale of the Korean design industry is $13.7 billion. Since the fall in 2008, during the global financial crisis, it's been improving. And unfortunately, only about 14% of Korean companies are using design. In particular, the use of small and medium-sized companies are merely 11% and 23%, respectively. Although the total scale of enterprises who use design and the number of those companies has increased, design investment per companies has decreased to $132,000. Not surprisingly, these three are the leading design-driven companies in Korea. What is interesting is that chairman of all these three companies, at one point, they pronounced a company slogan such as Year of Innovation or Design Management by Design. So since then, they started aggressively expanding the investment in design. According to the last 10 years, the number of in-house designers of the three has been increased like this. So Samsung has now around 1,300, more than doubled that of 10 years ago. As now being a global company, they have design centers across the world. So Samsung has set up 8 by now and will open their 9th design center in Beijing within this year. As for public sector, about 61% of central, regional, or local governments have a design department in charge of design, and more than 1,000 designers are belonging to this sector. The annual budget for design is estimated about $360 million in total, and $2.1 million on average as of 2012. It's about 275,000 designers are currently working in Korea. Most of them are employed by manufacturing or services design firms. And the number of designers working at design firms is estimated about 14,000. There are more than 4,000 design firms in Korea, and 55% of them provide visual communication services and product services, 30%, interior 29%. Korean design firms have average 5 employees, including 3.5 designers, and nearly 9 out of the 10 have less than 10 employees. And only 11% have 10 or more employment size. As we see here, if we analyze the clients of design firms, half of them are companies with less than 50 employees, and about 14% of the clients are large companies with more than 300 companies. Public sector clients are 15%, whereas foreign clients are only 1.6%. There's a downturn in average turnover of design firms, marked down 628,000 in 2012. From now on, I'd like to introduce some of KIDP's activities. During the past several years, we have made and realized several pilot projects in service design in order to accelerate the growth of the market and business for design firms, as well as to provide learning by experience opportunity to the design firms to become a service design expert. So starting with this project to redesign electricity bill for energy saving 5 years ago, we have, and for the health examination report, and for the users, reviving local market, and for senior care center. And while offering those projects to the design sector, we've been also making efforts to get public media to promote the service design, so to raise awareness of the public as well as the business on this new service which design firms can deliver. So now, something about the overseas design business. As we can see here, design experts by Korean design firms has grown significantly since 2006, whereas design imports by Korean manufacturing or services companies has stalled. But very few design firms are doing their business out of Korea and successful in overseas market. So we are actively encouraging and supporting design firms to enter the global market as a means of market expansion. So apart from providing relevant education and market information, we dispatch design business missions to foreign markets such as China and organize business matchmaking meetings and networking opportunities with potential foreign clients for them. To better serve them, especially entering the Chinese market, last year we set up a branch office, KIDP China, in Beijing, and in Ningbo near Shanghai, B2B store with the Korean Design Firms Association. KIDP China is promoting Korean design firms in China, so providing and publishing and distributing this kind of materials. This is a directory of Korean design firms who are able to business together with Chinese clients. So our activities in China last year was carried out in 10 cities. Now let's move on something on education. There are 256 universities who run 871 design courses. Since 2002, for about 10 years, the number of design graduates has decreased 25%, resulting in about 21,700. But this is mainly due to the decline of our population. But although it's in downturn trend, it is still a big number, considering our population. So we assume, this is kind of world third largest number after following the China and United States. So it's quite a big number. Most of our educational programs are to fill the gap between what design schools can deliver and the recent market demands in design education and training. The most important function we do is to assist the design schools to keep their design education relevant and met to the market demands and students' needs. So for young design practitioners, especially designers belong to the design firms, we organize overseas training courses like this, co-organizing with foreign institutes or companies in order to let them understand the foreign market and culture and raise their capacity. And in 2004, we launched a special initiative called Next Generation Design Leaders to scout and recognize really outstanding Korean design talents who have potential to become a leading designer, hopefully world-class designers. So as of now, we've selected about 160 young talents as next generation design leaders, and they are all over the world, so working very successfully. So here's one of our success stories with this really innovative folding plug for the UK consumers. London-based designer won Design of the Year in 2012, awarded by Design Museum in London. And we also have a quite good number of successful designers in auto industry. From Bentley's chief exterior designer, and designer of BMW 4 Series, GM Cadillac's lead exterior designer, they are all from Korea. Now, if you visit design center of any global car companies such as Benz, Ford, Fiat, Lamborghini, Nissan, you name it, you will encounter at least one Korean designer working there. So global news agency Reuters recently even released an article about the rise of Korean designers in the auto industry. However, Korean design and designers are still relatively unknown to and not well appreciated by the global audiences. Through building and deepening the global partnerships, there's a lot for us to do for it. With our international partners, we co-organize or host various events to understand each other's design, either in Korea or in partner country. K-Design Touring Show was held in Munich, London, Beijing, Berlin last year, and in February this year. Promotional activities abroad we do include exhibitions, and talks, sometimes trade show participation. And in 2010, we launched Design Sharing Program to lay a foundation for design exchange and cooperation with Southeast Asian countries. Every year, we organize cooperative activities in Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. So to do more effectively and in a more cooperative way, once a year, we gather together to discuss a plan for next year and share each other's major business activities of the year. So during the last 3 years, design sharing was devoted to knowledge and information sharing and exchanges through seminars, talks, and sometimes on-site design consulting and workshop, short course education program. Yeah. The last year, for the first time of design sharing, we conducted a joint design research project with Thailand on Thai railway service improvement. The Korean-Thai joint team worked together for 4 months, and we dispatched Korean service design experts to Bangkok to do a field research and run a workshop for local researchers. As a multilateral educational project, we hosted a 5-day workshop on tourism service with 10 ASEAN member countries, inviting 15 tourism officers and design CEOs to Korea. Because for most of Asian countries, tourism is very important to their economic growth and job. So overall, our international activities last year were carried out in 26 years across the world. This has been, what we are doing to raise our competitiveness. And according to a Finnish research institute, Designium, a little bit up and down though, we were ranked 15th in design competitiveness in 2012. So as one of our measurable goal by 28 is to become, top 7. Maybe it's too ambitious, but we'll see. Last but not least, taking this opportunity, I would like to express our Koreans' sincere gratitude for Australian sacrifices and friendship shown during the Korean War, because among 17,000 dispatched Australian soldiers to the war, nearly 400 had to end their lives in Korea, and the casualty reached nearly 1,600 during the Korean War. So to remember and appreciate their sacrifices, every last week of April, we had a ceremony at this Korean War Australian Veterans National Memorial Park. So once again, thank you very much.